Nina made a good point about Kelly that I hadn't thought through completely, which is you're not going to get another Democrat in that Senate seat in Arizona. I had jumped the question by saying to Nina, yeah, but the governor appoints it. She said, yeah, but what about when the term's over?
Yeah, 20.
Fair.
Right.
So the Senate being as close as it is, you have to weigh how much does he matter to the ticket. Now,
That's right.
Saliza is the third person who's mentioned to me LBJ because Kennedy was seen as young, green, the Catholic thing kind of scared him a little bit,
Yes.
and he needed somebody who would be more acceptable. I wonder if there is a parallel when you're putting a black female at the top of the ticket, that you do have to, whether we may hate it, right? We hate that this is necessary. I know certainly we do,
Yes.
but you want to win.
Yes.
So maybe it is like 1960, and you do need somebody who balances it in a way, but who would that be?
I mean, we're definitely in uncharted territory. We know that Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm was the first in 1972. I mean, she really blew the roof off the building in doing that. But now we have an eventual nominee that will be a black woman. And so the pressure will be on. The gender and the race question is out there. We know that the Republicans are using that hard and fast, Chris. Ultimately, it still will be her, but that balance for some people's mind, they want to know that, the stand by your man. Well, who's going to stand by the woman? And they are going to want to know who's standing by the woman. It is going to matter, but it's kind of sad. Because I'm really miffed about the whole thing, Chris. Because we are saying, people want to talk about affirmative action. We are affirmatively right now accepting the fact that she has to pick a white man.
Yeah.
There's something to that. I mean, Wes Moore would be a good pick. I think Keith Ellison, the Attorney General of Minnesota.
I think Wes Moore should have been the top of the ticket.
So I'm
Governor of Maryland, by the way, Wes Moore. I don't know what box in politics there exists that he doesn't check. Just saying.
So I know we're not going to get over that in time for this, so I get it. I understand tactically why this has to happen, but I think we need to have a deep conversation in America. People want to talk about affirmative action. Well, 45 of the 46 presidents were white men, and 46 of the 46 vice presidents were white men. So now you forcing the first black woman that is going to get the nomination to have to pick a very narrow.
Well, she could have picked somebody else.
No, Chris, now you and I both know she could not.
All right, so
you and I are honest about
this. But we're
this.
giving a nod to the reality. Hey, think about how the Jews feel.
Yes.
Right? I mean, a lot of Jewish people in this country of lighter complexion thought they had graduated to whiteness the way I have. My father was considered an ethnic. Gap-toothed grin, mercurial Mario, swarthy ethnic, mafia undertones. Now, I'm a white privilege guy.
Well, imagine how my people feel.
That's exactly right. There's been no graduation.
No.
So now you're having that thrown in your face.
Yes.
But do you want to win? Yeah. But Josh Shapiro, that guy's as strong as anyone on the list, by the way, for either position on the ticket. And yet, you can't have a black and a Jew in America.
Well, who says you
win?
can? I mean, Pritzker could have been, too. He's very popular as well.
J.B. Pritzker, millionaire,
Illinois.
Hyatt family, Illinois.
The challenge with Shapiro, with progressives, is that he labeled peaceful college protesters. He compared them to KKK. That's wrong, Chris.
I know, to you.
Yes.
He would argue.
And others.
I am against the radical fringe of my party on the left.
KKK lynch.
I'm a moderate.
Come on now, Chris. We got to stop playing games with these people. Now, you might not have liked the college protesters, but comparing any college protesters to the mayhem and the destruction and the death that was caused by the KKK, really?
It's too much. People likening things to the KKK that are nowhere close, disgusting. I feel the same way about the Nazi and the Hitler
I do
stuff.
too.
Cheapens
It's
it.
wrong.
Yes. But look, at the end of the day, right, you've been living this your whole life.
Yeah.
How do you balance the equities of what moves your soul and your heart and what balances it with your head? I think in America, you introduce that it's going to be a black woman and a Jewish man. I think it's too much once you get inside the coasts. I think it's too much of a foreign sense. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I agree.
But we
I'll
want
make the case all day.
No, you're right. We got to play tactics here and strategy. So we understand we living in the world that we're in and fighting for the world that we want to be. But to eliminate anybody based on the fact that a black person or a Jewish person, that's ridiculous. Or why can't two women?
And I didn't even mention
why can't two black people?
Because he's gay. And I think that that will be an obstacle to entry. Not for me,
Not for
but
me.
you don't need me to win the
His
election.
policies and, you know, what he did anyway. But
Listen,
yeah,
I wish we saw just policies.
Yeah.
That would be great. I would love the boring coverage of saying, you know, Nina, your person had said it would be this percentage for this group and this percentage for this group. I don't know that the math works compared to their plan. I would love that. But we're
we
not
got to
there.
get there, though, Chris.
I would love it. And one step at a time. You have a black woman at the top of the ticket. Who thought we would have that even a few months ago when they thought that your party was going to ride Biden into the sunset, meaning losing? Nina, thank you very much. I love having you here. Thank you for the frankness and the candor. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.